Okay, ladies and gents, here's the dealio. I am not a professional television or screen actor. I'm just a real estate guy, property manager. I am retiring out. I've got a few properties left that my owners just will refuse to not allow me to fire myself. And because I love the tenants and I love the owners and I know the properties real well, it's kind of easy for me to maintain the few properties that I have left. I've got other buddies that'll be on this show. One of them, he's down to he's come down from 250 to, he's probably down to about 80 to 100. He's also kind of transferring out. Then I've got another friend, Jason, he's probably got about between 110 and 130. And every property manager that I know of is going to expand their book of business in 2026. I guarantee you. And not only will I guarantee you, I'll show you exactly how. So what I've done of this first video is I have scribbled down, as I mentioned earlier in the original video, I'm doing this for my YouTube mentors to show them that I'm doing the work and I'm logging the hours. And so this first video, I came up with just quickly about 10 reasons why in the world someone would want to hire a property manager. I got a call over the weekend, and that's what spurred this whole thing. Is somebody called me up. He was a referral. He said, I met you, and he said everything you said was right, and can we talk more because I'm having problems with my tenant. Yeah, that's how it all starts. So there's no certain order. I just scribbled these down. But please, if you have questions or thoughts on any of these matters or experiences, by goodness, please put them. And if you agree with me or disagree with me, even better, please put that information in the comment section. Feel free to like and subscribe. But these experience, that's what this property management is, plain and simple experiences. And if you're a property manager, I hope we don't get in too many disagreements because you're you and I'm me. And we may live our lives differently, but again, we do want to encourage that because there are a lot of people that are going to be in a lot of pain next year in 2026. Why do I say that? Because of the amount of supply. As I mentioned, I've held an appraisals license. I let that go in 23, and I'm transitioning onto something else. But I own property in 3, almost 4 states. I have land and rental properties and stuff, so I'm no different. Those are gunshots. Okay, are we done now? Anyway, where was I? I'm just like you. I'm a homeowner. I've owned homes. I've rented them. I've done corporate rentals, for my tenants. I've even removed dead bodies out of some of my homeowners' homes. This channel is going to get very real. But the reason why there's going to be a lot of concern for 2026 is 2 reasons. If you're a homeowner, if you're a home flipper and your home didn't sell and you've taken it on and off the market since last year 2 or 3 times and you're rage delisting right now, or you're trying to gauge the market and you think rates are going to stimulate buying, no. Things are overvalued. And now we're starting to see the vintages of these loans fail. I talk on a weekly, monthly basis to auctioneers, lenders, servicers, because I'm trying to stay ahead of the market. If you've got to get things at a good deal, and any investor knows that. And to quote a friend of mine who's also on this channel, in 22, he said, "Deals? There aren't any deals. There haven't been deals in over a year." That's right, because people were overpaying. We had 0 interest. We had all this kind of stuff. And then everybody that had great credit, 20% down, they came out of California, moving around COVID, all this, they blew up the market. What typically should have been a 3%, increase in value was 25, 26, 28, 40% in 1 year in certain areas of Texas, North Texas where we're at. And so why do I think that we're going to get killed with inventory is because builders are in major trouble. They can't sell shit. That's why they're giving 17% average. A friend of mine got quiet on the phone the other day. He said, "Man, I just bought a new build for $250," and I said, "Yeah." I said, "But I bet you." If I added 17% back onto that, which is the average according to the SEC filings for D.R. Horton and Lennar, Add 17% on 250. What are you at? You're over 300,000. Catch that? Did you catch that? The house is probably 300 grand, and then the builders can't sell it. So they're giving you a bunch of stuff to buy it. So guess what happens when the foreclosures come in? If you don't know, you better get to studying, because when foreclosures, when that monster enters the market, oh boy, all your values drop. If you just bought a home in a new subdivision, or you paid retail, you're now upside down. How do I know this? Because I'm the comp monster. I live on comps. As an appraiser, the way you comp things through the software and everything else, there's very different ways to get to value. But do not listen to mainstream media. That's the first advice I'd give anybody. Don't believe any of that stuff. Start talking to investors. Start talking to people that are flipping homes that can't get rid of them. Start talking to builders. Start talking to people that own, a lot of real estate. Here's an interesting one. Talk to people that have a whole lot of Airbnbs. Ooh, man. Airbnb, it's over. I know. Here comes the hate. Bring it. I don't care. Because the reality is, I'm here at the lake. So this is an area of pull. I'm going to get people out here that want to go hunting, want to go fishing, want to go jet skiing. So an Airbnb out here might be all right. But, popping them up in the middle of neighborhoods and all this stuff, it's over. It is over. How do I know that? Recently, there's a site called AirDNA. And if you are an investor and you want to get into what we're called STR, short-term rentals, you want to know, what's the yield on these things? What does my occupancy need to be for me to make any money? And right now, it's about 50%. I talked to somebody else. He's got them out here. And he said same thing, 50%. Meaning, if there's 30 days in a month, they need to be rented 15 days to break even, man. Break even. Talked to another fella. He does a lot of subs and stuff. Him and his buddy talking about, man, we're busy on these Airbnbs. And I said, where the hell are they? He said, in town. I said, who in the hell would want to live or stay in an Airbnb? I was like, aren't they old, beat up homes? Said, yeah. I'm like, why would somebody want to stay in some Airbnb in a little country town in the middle of nowhere when they can get a hotel room around the corner for $100 and get room service and not have to pay, $200 for a cleaning fee and half damn clean up the house before they leave, or they get charged for, look at the stats, man. Read this stuff. People, that stuff ain't happening. Sorry, some people disagree. I could give a flip less. I'm here to make people money. And if you're asking me to get into Airbnb, I'm gonna talk you right out of it. Because again, there's so much supply coming. Just wait, 26. We're going to drink coffee and remember these moments. But here's the deal. People with no skin in the game, the government was giving people $50,000, $10,000, area community investment, Chase. Everybody get out of the game. There were $800,000 homes. My lender buddies would stand in front of and do YouTube videos and go, I can get you into this $800,000 home, and we'll give you $80,000 for closing or gimmies or whatever. Think about that for a second. Look at the employment. What about the taxes, for Pete's sake? The ugliest thing in property management to me, and the bottom line, is property taxes here in Texas. I mean, they're out of control. Our own Attorney General just came out with a statement this year. They're going to be investigating 1,000 cities and districts in the state of Texas for fraudulent tax values. And if there's any or any investors that have to pay property taxes, here in Texas especially, boy, I know you. We know each other, don't we? Because if you have an individual home, your home, you can carry it's a little risky out here. You can carry, hold on a second. What's that thing? What's it called when it's your main residence? Homestead, thank you. You can only homestead one property here in Texas and, abate some of your taxes. And if you're 65, that helps, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're a single family residence owner or property owner that you're renting out to build wealth and stuff. No, not even the laws that they're looking at to try to help and relieve some of the tax debt, or the burden, I should say, on the general public is nil for people that own multiple homes. So what we're going to do right now is go through the top 10 reasons why somebody should get a property manager.